Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about Zoologist Hummingbird. By the way, announcement, I'm going to be doing a hummingbird versus bee face-off video in not too long. Please subscribe so you can stay tuned for that. On to the review. This is Hummingbird. It came out in 2015 from the Zoologist line. It's considered a fruity, floral gourmand. And I wouldn't necessarily call this a gourmand. We're going to get into it and talk about why I don't necessarily think it is. I do think it's very pleasant and pretty and nice, though. Here's the box in typical zoologist fashion. Very nice. You have the magnetic release grab on the side, and you open it up for fantastic presentation. Fantastic presentation. Here's the bottle right here. If you haven't seen one of these bottles before, they're very nice. They kind of slope like that. Good sprayer, good cap, really nice cap. And here's the bottle, of course, 60 milliliters of extrait de parfum. And then here's just kind of the notes. We'll go over some of them. Top notes. There's a whole lot of notes, so I'm going to try and, I don't want to skimp out on you guys, but I'll try and go a little spark notes here for you. Top notes, it's fruity, so apple, cherry, citrus, plum, rose, violet leaf. Heart notes, honey, honeysuckle, lilac, mimosa, peony, tulip, ylang-ylang. Base notes, amber cream, coumarin, moss, sandalwood, whitewood, musk. That's a whole lot. It's busy. It's blended well. It's actually pretty hard to isolate individual notes in this fragrance, but there are some that definitely stick out to me. At least consulting with Fragrantica, the most recognized note is honey. I'm playing hard mode here, so I'm not trying to talk about bee or compare to bee. You can watch my video there, though. I wouldn't call this honey. I would call it more nectar-y. I would say this is a precursor to honey. If you've ever pulled apart like the little flowers and things, I'm in like the Southeast US and we have, I forget, a honeysuckle? I guess honeysuckle's in here. But if you pull out the little flower, there's like nectar on the end. You can like taste it and taste yummy like nectar. It's kind of how that tastes is how this smells, if that makes sense. So it has this kind of nectar-y, floral. It's got greenness to it, so it has kind of that fresh cut stem smell to it. It's not kind of a soapy floral. It's not mashed up flowers. It's more like snipped stems. You've got the honeysuckle, you've got the lilac, you've got lily. So there's a lot of flowers, and it's quite strong projection. I actually sneeze a little bit. Admittedly, I am slightly allergic just to things in general, so maybe I'm more sensitive to it. But it has a lot of very beautiful flowers in here, whites, yellows, purples. So it's not that distinct soapy white floral, as I've said before. It's a whole just mix. It's a bouquet of flowers. The fruit notes, the only fruit that really sticks out to me specifically is cherry. That's not saying I don't pick up a fruitiness, an underlying fruitiness, but the pear, the apple, the plum, the ylang-ylang doesn't just jump out at me. I think it's so well blended together. There's this general fruitiness that maybe like, oh, yeah, I can pick out an apple. Oh, yeah, I can pick out a pear. The only one I can definitely recognize is the cherry, which is very nice, of course. And that's not to detract from the quality of the fruitiness. It's a very good quality. It's just very well blended, and that's not a bad thing. It's just harder for reviewers to isolate the individual notes, and I'm not trying to exaggerate or embellish anything here. It says there's some sandalwood, tonka, there's just some sweetness at the bottom. I get that. An interesting note in here is the whipped cream, the creaminess. I do pick that up. It's an interesting note because I've never really smelled it in anything else, so it's kind of hard to describe, but it has kind of that airy, whipped creaminess. It just adds to it because it's a light note. It's light. It's not heavy. It's not like heavy whipping cream. It's just that, from the can. And it adds just an interesting sweetness. This is very sweet. It's very sweet, very floral. It leans feminine. Guys, you can wear this just fine. There's so many sweet bro fragrances out right now. Ultra male, light and light. It's for guys, the sweet fragrances are cool now. So this totally is okay. Don't be scared by the hummingbird and the words like floral, okay? This is very wearable for a guy. This is an outdoor fragrance. You wear this outdoors. I wouldn't wear this indoors. I mean, I would, but I would recommend this for an outdoor daytime fragrance. Personally, I like night fragrances, so this would be probably one of the first full bottles of what I would consider an almost exclusively daytime fragrance. And this is something you wear outside. Very beautiful on a walk, garden party, things like that. Just anywhere. Yeah, and it's work safe. Yeah, you could wear it indoors. But this is something I think would just be very beautiful outside. Besides that, yes, the projection is strong. The longevity is strong. Performance is very strong. Like most zoologists, 60 milliliters. It looks like the prices took a hike. It went from 145. Prices now seem to be 165. I don't know if that's just the brand getting more recognition and now Victor can charge a little more. Not throwing any shade in that direction or anything. I still think the fragrance is worth it. You know, I don't like every zoologist, but the zoologists that I really like, it's still worth it for 165. And this would kind of be the most feminine fragrance I have. I was almost tempted to give it as a present to my mom or my girlfriend. But I kind of wanted to keep it for myself. Once I smelled it, I'm like, oh, wow, this is really, really pretty and beautiful. So, gentlemen, don't be scared by the fruity floral. There's, you know, zoologists really tries hard to be androgynous, you know, with genders, you know, just unisex. And this can be worn by anyone. It might not be every guy's vibe, but, you know, a guy who wants to wear just something, it's very elegant. It's young and playful. I think Nightingale is the one that's for the more mature woman, and this is kind of just for the more. This is kind of this is a younger fragrance. It's you know, fruity, floral, loud, exciting, but it's very excellent ingredients. Any zoologist fan, this is absolutely a sample. I don't hear a lot about Hummingbird, actually. It's a zoologist fragrance that doesn't get a lot of hype. I guess it's because it's from 2015, so it's considered an older model. But I think this is wonderful, and I think it's just as good as any of the new releases, and in fact, better than some of the new releases. So definitely sample this. Not a blind buy. No zoologist is a blind buy, okay? Even though I did blind buy this. I did blind buy this, and I would not recommend do as I say, not as I do. Definitely sample it, those zoologist fans. Or if you're looking for something nice to wear in the spring that's different, but also very friendly and approachable. This is very easy to wear. It's not challenging, unlike some zoologists. So definitely recommend you guys smell it. Until next time, thank you.